Greg Hennis alongside Steve Silverio and Nate. And Steve, how do we start our programs?
Just do the deal!
We are here at the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike, right here in the heart of Bensalem. And Steve, make no mistake about it, the Auto Outlet of PA is in the perfect spot here in the Delaware Valley. We're a stone's throw from Delaware. We're a stone's throw from New Jersey. Right here in Pennsylvania, and not too far from our real good friends in the Lehigh Valley, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, the Lehigh Valley. They all love that saying, Steve, which is?
Just do the deal!
So, Steve, I got to tell you, and Nate too, as we arrive here at the Auto Outlet of PA, I get the sense some really big things are cooking. I mean, I look around right now, and I see a huge selection of cars. Huge.
Let me tell you what we got going on this month, Greg. This month of April, for the next 3 days, okay?
Through Saturday,
we're going to try something we haven't tried in a long, long time.
Oh.
And this time I'm doing, you know how I've always told everybody, I can get mostly anybody approved with about an 80% chance.
Yes, that's something you've built your business on.
On 80%. I've never promised anybody in the 6 years I've been selling in just this general market. And listen, we've sold over 11,000 cars at my former Chevy store.
You know what you're talking about.
Okay, 11,000 customers in Northeast Philly, okay? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to make a bold statement, and Nate's going to help me back on this one. Not only are we going to guarantee 80% of the people we're going to have an approval for you, I'm not even going to 90. I'm going to 100% credit approval. I've got 2 lenders right now in this pocket that are going to say, you send me the deals and we're getting them approved, because it's going to require cash down. Now, everybody won't tell you this, but it requires cash down. So how did I figure that? I said to myself, okay, well, we know that a lot of people don't have $8,000 or even 3 or 4. Even though it's tax time, people got other things to do with tax checks. You got families, you got your kids, you got a lot of stuff to spend that money. You're not giving it to a car dealer just to get a car, unless you're really in desperate need of a car. Okay, now watch. How do we overcome that? Very easily. I'm going to give you $5,000 to put down on the car to get the guaranteed credit approval.
Are you bringing it back?
Watch this, $5,000. Now everybody's saying, oh, he's going to give me $5,000 in cash to put down on the car. Oh my God. It's not exactly that easy, so listen up and listen good. I'm sure everybody's got some old junk car sitting in their yard.
Oh.
It don't run. There's a bad tranny. There's a bad engine. It could be a friend's car that they want $100 for. Have them sign the title over. Give them the $100 and bring it down here, because guess what? I'm going to give you the $5,000 that you need. And listen, how many times have you walked out of a car dealership, whether it be a new dealer or a used dealer, and they said, hey, we need $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 down, and I can get this deal done for you? Guess what?
Not a problem here.
Not a problem here, because I'm going to give you $5,000 towards your trade-in, no matter what. Tow it here, drag it here. I don't care. We'll go get the car.
So you're talking about bringing back the cash for your trash trade-in event, up to $5,000 cash for your trash?
Exactly.
Wow.
And you remember the guy who did it and did it the best, I got to say this, was President Obama during the, you remember, what was it, something about clunkers?
Yeah,
you remember
yeah.
Cash for your clunker.
Yeah.
And that was done by the federal government. And guess how many cars got sold when you drug your car in? He was only given $4,000.
A lot.
$4,000. I'm giving $5,000.
Big program.
Okay, now most dealers can do it on new cars. Why? They got rebates of $2,000 or $3,000. They got this, they got that. We don't have rebates on used cars. How are we doing on used? Come down and find out.
Now, Steve, I got to tell you, this program is great, because there are a lot of people out there that are running around in an automobile that they have that maybe doesn't even run, or they are buried in up to their eyes, and then some with a buy here, pay here automobile. This is a great chance to do an escape act and get out of that vehicle with up to $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event. Any year, any make, any model, it all qualifies?
It all qualifies, and let me tell you, Philadelphia, you know me. It's just do the deal. Come on down, and you do know me that when I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You come down here, Nate will make sure with your car, I don't care again, I'll go back, or motorcycle, Okay, any vehicle you want to bring a boat. I don't care. Bring something worth nothing as long as you can bring it here, and I can put it on paper. But
It's got a title, right?
It's got to have a title, and it's got to be registered in the state of, oh, not the state of Pennsylvania, but it got registered somewhere in some United States.
Some state.
Some state. Okay, I don't care what state it is, but it's got to be a registered vehicle, so I can put it on a contract and show you $5,000, and then Mr. Nate can do this. You're approved. You're approved, and you're approved.
Now, Nate.
Yes, sir.
That is something that you specialize in here in the Auto Outlet of PA,
Correct.
getting people down the road. Now, I know over the years, and in particular with Steve and all the excitement that comes, there are a lot of people that have come through the doors that really probably look at you and they say, Nate, guess what? There is no way you're getting me down the road. There is no way that I'm driving. I've got this against me. I've got that against me. But then they leave here and they realize they are driving and they took advantage of the cash for your trash trade-in event where they got up to $5,000. Amazing things. Talk to us about financing and how easy it is.
So, Greg, here's the thing. Most dealers want to deal with folks that have high credit scores, the easy customers to get approved. They spend less time with them. They roll them off the curb. They're done. It's a done deal. We do this day in and day out. We work with customers that are credit challenged. Steve, over 11,000 cars in 6 years for people that have had issues. We know that people with credit issues are the majority, not the minority. We do it day in and day out. That's what we specialize in. We specialize in working with the folks that do have the issues. We're going to put the time in. We're going to give our best. We're going to make sure that this program works for every single customer that walks in the door.
So basically what you're saying is for this particular event, not only do we have the up to $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event, but we also have no credit requirements really to get down the road for this event. That is what's great. And Steve, there's one more thing. We've got the up to $5,000 cash for your trash. Love it. We've got the credit approvals. But I also noticed, in addition to the great selection, that in your showroom here at the Auto Outlet, you have lots and lots of large flat screen TVs. What's the story with those, Steve?
Well, listen, you come down and give me a shot, and we have 100% credit approval. I said, for that, I'm going to give you a 55-inch flat screen TV. You'll see it here on your screen shortly. It's a 55-inch flat screen smart TV that you're going to have for whatever room you want to put in at no charge.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it. You get it here, I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trade-in event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Now, Steve, talk to us a little bit about some of the vehicles that you have taken in trade-in. Obviously, there's people that have vehicles that don't run anymore, but there are all kinds of situations of the vehicles that you trade in, and people really realize that this vehicle is great to get out of. You take them all, don't you?
We take them all. All I need is a title, and if I have to go pick it up and tow it, I don't care if the front end's missing off it. I don't care if it has wheels, tires. I'm going to just put it on a scale. We're going to weigh it, and we're going to give you up to $5,000 for it.
So it's any year,
Any year,
any make,
any make,
any model, any situation
whatsoever.
So if it has no transmission, the transmission is blown.
No problemo.
If it's been on a fire, and there was a car traded here recently that was on fire, it's burnt to a crisp. Steve.
No problemo.
So what?
No problemo.
What if the car's smashed in the back or missing glass?
Well, missing glass now. Hold on a second. Let me think about that. I don't know. I kind of want a car with some windows in it in case it rains. April showers bring May flowers. I don't want them growing in the car. No, I'm only kidding you. No glass. Don't worry about it.
Steve, what if it's got no seating inside? No seating. You can't even get behind the wheel. What are you doing there? You're not doing that, are you?
Let's put an orange crate there so we can at least sit in the car to tow it out of here, however you want to do it. I don't care. I don't care how ugly the car is. Bring the car in. We'll go pick up the car. Just get me a title. I'll put it down, and we're going to give you up to $5,000 for that old trade.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it, you get it here, I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trading event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Selection of automobiles, Nate, is fantastic for this event. I mean, I'm looking around and I'm seeing vehicles that are 17s and 18s and 16s and 15s. I mean, you've got them all. You've got the cars, the trucks, the SUVs. You've got them all. Great selection.
Absolutely. And Greg, what the banks like most is newer cars. They don't want to put you in an older car where it's devalued. They want to see you in new cars. That's why we buy new cars. That's why we sell new cars. That's why we work real hard to put people in cars that the loans are not going to last longer than the car.
And I got to tell you, these are like brand new cars. They really are. They're 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s. Steve, here at the Auto Outlet of PA, not only great selection and up to $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event, which is absolutely huge. And don't forget, the large flat screen TV is included with your purchase. But I got to tell you, every single day, there are people that come here and go up to you or Nate or any member of your staff and say, Steve, I've had this situation. I've been here. I've been there. I've been to this place. I've been to that place. They said, nobody can help me, and politely they asked me to leave their dealership. They come in here to the Auto Outlet of PA, and they really expect they're going to hear the same answer from you that Mr. or Mrs. Jones or, sir or ma'am, we can't get you approved. But instead, you're looking at them and saying, guess what, Mr. or Mrs. Jones? Just do the deal. Steve, what is different here at the Auto Outlet? Why can you take those people that have been up and down and all around to other places and have heard no, and they get a yes here? What's the difference?
Well, first of all, again, let's go back in time when we landed here 6 years ago in 2012 at the Chevy store. From then until now, we've sold over 11,000 cars at that store. So we got 11,000 customers with banks all over. And again, I got to congratulate the people that I sold the car to. And hey, listen, not every car stayed on the road. Everybody had different circumstances within a year or two. But for the majority and the most part, our customers performed and made their payments, which allows me to go back to a bank and say, listen, I need your help on this deal. I need your help on that deal. Not only that, too, is how many times, and I'm still doing it in my Nissan store, people are coming back to see me from the boulevard, and they're coming in. You guys yelling, just do the deal.
They know who you are, Steve. They know.
They know who we are. We've made enough noise in the town. And they're coming over to see me and saying, I want to get out of my first loan. They've made 12, 18 payments, 24 payments. They made them on time. Thank you again very much. And next thing you know, I've got them in a nicer car for a lower interest rate the second time around with no money out of your pocket. And here we are.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it. You get it here. I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trading event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Here at the Auto Outlet of PA, we have something for everyone. Now, Steve, $5,000 up to that cash for your trash trade-in event is really great if you are upside down in your automobile. If you owe $10,000, you owe $15,000, you owe whatever the case may be, and you don't know how you're going to get out of it, that cash for your trash is really the difference, because that allows you to get some skin in the game and get out of that vehicle. Am I right?
Listen, he just walked out of the show. That was the bank calling back for Mrs. So-and-so. I can't mention her name. And look at me, for instance, this lady was a 380 FICO score. Two repos. What made the difference was the $5,000 we gave her, and he just got her approved. I just heard him say on the phone, thank you very much. We'll appreciate it. We're going to deliver the car, and we're going to deliver it right now. I just heard that on the thing. That's why he took that call real quick.
Tell us why the banks like that, Steve. Why do the, look at the camera, tell them why the banks get excited when you run the up to $5,000 cash for your trash trading event. What is it about that makes them really feel comfortable to do those deals where you have that 385 FICO score and a couple of repos? What is it about that?
Well, here's the difference. When you buy a new car, let's face it, most new cars today are $25,000, $30,000. You give somebody $5,000 for their trade, and you give them the rebates that make up that difference, you know what I mean? Because it's the minimum trade of $5,000, but they may have $3,000 of rebate. So really, you're giving them $2,000 for the car. The $3,000 rebate goes toward the car on a new car, but you're still financing $25,000, $30,000. On a used vehicle, you're financing $12,000 to $15,000 after the $5,000. Say you pick out an $18,000 car, I give you $5,000 for that trash. You all of a sudden now are financing $13,000. You got an $18,000 car for $13,000.
The banks love that.
Right, now your payment's $300 a month, $350 a month, and guess what? Bank says, this is not a lot of risk on this deal. This deal has very little risk. So we're able to get that financed.
That's what you call a party in the city when they hear that, Steve. They're getting excited about
It's
it.
a party in the city. Everybody's dancing when they get a brand new car. There's no question.
They may be calling you on the phone and saying, just do the deal. Steve, let's hear you say it.
Just do the deal.
Up to $5,000 cash for your trash trading event. Nate,
And
if they
100% credit approval.
if they push it in, is it worth it?
Absolutely.
If they tow it in, is it worth it?
Absolutely.
If they get their neighbor to drop it off here and get it here, or you guys have to pick it up, is it still worth up to $5,000 cash for my trash?
Absolutely.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have a vehicle that maybe currently is a buy here, pay here vehicle, or perhaps isn't running anymore and it's sitting around and you need to get out of it so you can get a vehicle, this is exactly what Dr. Steve and the staff have cooked up for you. They've got your medicine. Up to $5,000 cash for your trash, which means you are going to get out of that vehicle. They don't care how you get it here. If it gets here, bring the title, and after that, Steve and the guys are going to work really hard. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, credit approvals from the left, from the right. People have been to the up and down the strips in New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Delaware and the Lehigh Valley. They've been up and down their different car rows. They've heard, no, forget about it. We can't get you done. You need this, you need that. Come back and see us in 3 years. Make those payments and come back and see us. But Nate says, not the case.
Absolutely not. We're guaranteeing 100% credit approval for the car that you want today for the next 3 days. This program will be running, and you'll walk out of here with the car that you came for.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it. You get it here, I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trading event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Now, Steve, you mentioned the amount of banks. Is that because of your great what's that, Nate?
Approval.
Another approval. What was the situation on that one?
It was pretty close to what the other one was, but this person only had one repossession, and I just explained to the bank that it's not about the credit score. That's what they're explaining to me. It's about what's behind the score that really counts. So this person, their particular situation was, for a good chunk of their life, they were really good. Then a bump happened, and then they got back on their feet. So we explained to them what happened in that bump, and the bank liked the story. They believed it. Customer got a car.
Steve, you've often said when you were on the phone with the banks, and you've shared this on programs in the past, is one of the things that you do is you explain the makeup of the customer. You explain that person had a great history. Look at their credit history. They were golden until this, and then something happened and changed it. You're really good at explaining that and pointing out to the bank that this is a good situation to be a part of.
Well, let me tell you something. I say it again. Your score does not define who you are. The first thing dealers ask is, oh, what's your credit score? Oh, it's a 400. Oh. That doesn't tell me the story because you're a 400 credit score. It's like saying, well, I live on this street in Philadelphia. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it at all. We go in and look at the credit report. We look at, okay, 4 years ago, Mrs. Jones, you had great credit. And then all of a sudden, what happened to these 3 years? All of a sudden, you started missing payments. And they go through the story. It could have been an illness. They were out of work for 8, 9 months, okay? And they didn't get enough money coming in on, they couldn't get workman's comp because they got hurt off the job. They didn't have any insurance to cover that. They're out of work if you're out of work for 8 months, how are you going to make your payments? I don't even think you can collect unemployment because you got to be prepared, I believe, even on unemployment, to be able to go to work. You can't have broken legs and whatever else you got, a heart attack, a lot of things happen. Divorce, okay? Husband takes off, wife takes off, whatever happens, those are messy things, okay? And just pure things of life happen. There's just certain things, and everybody's got that one thing that happened that got them off track. Nobody goes home and says, I'm going to buy a car, and I'm just not going to make my payments, and I want to have horrendous credit.
That's never the intention.
Nobody. People aren't built like that. They want to make their payments. They want to have good credit. They want to be able to get a credit card. They want to have a job. Everybody wants to work and pay their bills. Nobody wants to have to do anything other than that. But some people get off. And what you got to be able to realize on that credit report is that explain that to the bank. You have to give the bank a picture of how they're going to get their money back. All they want to do is lend the money and make sure they get it back. That's all they want. And if we can explain that with some sincerity, and you got to be reasonable. You can't say, oh, don't worry about it. They had 16 rape possessions. They're not going to do it to you, though. They like you. Now, come on. You got to explain it. What happened, all right? Exactly. Why didn't they make the payments? Let me tell you something. Even the bankers got problems, okay? And they realize, hey, listen, things happen. Tough things happen to great people. And that's just the way it is. And that's the sincerity that we go into every deal. And that's what I teach my people, to go into every deal. Every deal is approvable. It's what bank, and the way banks are set up on which bank buys what deal. It boils down to some banks don't buy certain cars. So sometimes we might have to say to you, we got you approved at this bank, but you have to get into this type of car. Either it's a price or maybe it's a model. Some banks like these kind of cars, some banks like those kind of cars. And we have to tell you, you have to move to this car if you want to get approved. I got one bank that'll do it. And here's your guaranteed approval with only your $5,000 trade down.
That's a good thing.
Okay, and then it would be your decision whether you wanted to move into that car. Okay, we're going to try to get you the car you want, but it doesn't always go that way. We're going to get you a good car that's going to get you back and forth to home every day, be able to take your kids out on the weekends, go to the movies, and have some freedom.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it. You get it here, I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trading event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Now, Steve, for this event, we want you to find that car that has not run in a long time. The trade-in that you know that if you were actually taking it to the scrapyard, you might be thrilled to get $100 or maybe $200 for. But during this event, we are going to give you up to $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event toward that vehicle that you've been looking for. It's not $1,000. Steve could have done $1,000 and you would have been thrilled for that vehicle, but not here. Could have done 2, could have done 3, could have done 4. Maybe even what the government program was when it was out a few years ago, 45.
For clunkers?
Yeah. But you're not doing that. You're not doing that. Up to $5,000. Now, Steve, every time you run this event, and I know why you get excited when you talk about this event, because the people get excited. They come into this dealership by all kinds of numbers. They bring in stuff that you forgot existed. Steve, you say every time you've run this promotion, you see vehicles here that you haven't seen in years. Yeah. You're like, Greg, where do people get this stuff from? Where have they been hiding it? That's the kind of event, and it's exciting. You get excited, Steve. Yeah. Nate, you get excited. Steve, the banks get excited because they know you're bringing them customers with lots of skin in the game, up to $5,000 worth of skin in the game. So, Steve, for this event, what is the part that everybody loves the most? Is it the approvals? Is it up to $5,000 cash for your trash? Or maybe it is the college-educated televisions that you're including with the purchase? Or is it the fact that they've got 3 days to do it? What part of it gets the folks most excited?
I think all anybody's looking for in this arena is they want to, like Nate said it this morning.
You've got the approvals.
They just want to know they can come in, put as little money down as possible, and walk out with an automobile at a payment they can afford. That's really the bottom line. That's all it's all about. And if I can accomplish that, I'm going to sell more cars than anybody else.
$5,000, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000.
Push it, tow it, drag it. You get it here, I'll give you up to $5,000. Cash for your trash trading event starts right now. And remember, it's the only dealer in town that can guarantee 100% credit approval. And don't forget, come to the Auto Outlet of PA and ask for Steve, where I say, just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 big days. It's all day Thursday. It's all day Friday. And it's all day Saturday. Get ready to push it in. Get ready to pull it in. Get ready to tow it in. If it's got a title, that's what you need, something that's registered with a title.
You're right.
Bring it here with a title, and you are going to get up to $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event. Steve, the approvals are going to be at an all-time high for this event. Whether you get here Thursday, whether you get here Friday, through the close of business Saturday, you've instructed your staff, Nate and the entire staff, that you want to get everybody done.
Everybody. Absolutely. I don't want anybody to walk out of here that wasn't at least approved. Now, you may get approved and you may say, I don't want that car. I don't like the payment that the bank's giving me, but it'll be your choice. But at least you'll be able to walk out here and say, you know, honey, we couldn't get approved anywhere, but at least you walked out with an approval in your pocket, knowing that there's somewhere in this city that'll sell you a car, or in this state. And I don't care, in the tri-state area, Delaware, New Jersey, a lot of times what I see is people coming from the smaller areas where you don't have many dealerships, and they really don't have the sources that we in the city have, all right? They haven't been at it for 45 years like me. I've been dealing with credit challenges, and I was just telling Nate this the other day, since 1984, I believe it was. That was always my wheelhouse, no matter where, and I was in the great state of Connecticut, which is about the size of all of Philadelphia.
The great state.
The great state of Connecticut. Okay, started off there. Okay, I went down to Florida. I worked in the great state of Florida. Okay, and we had a lot of tourists coming down there. You know, people moving from this place going down. There's a lot of transition down there. No problem. We got them approved. I had a total store down there. We're doing 500 to 700 cars a month.
You understand?
And we were doing 450. 580 and below FICO scores. I know how to get a deal approved. I know how to get you into that lane right out there with transportation. You pick up a car here, you come out of here, you take a left or a right, it's your car. Once we see those taillights blink, off and on, it's your car, and you got to say that's an accomplishment. That's what I'm going to do for you folks out there.
If you want somebody that cares about you, is going to get you down the road and show you a lot of love in the process and put you in a position to succeed, Steve, who do they need to come see?
Nate, and Nate. No, I'm only kidding. You come ask for Nate. You come ask for Steve. You ask for any of my team. You let us know. You go to justdothedeal.com and listen. If we've got the car at the other store and you're closer to here, you come over. You call Nate. This is the car I'd like to see. He'll have it here that night for you. You look at the car. That's the one you want. That's the one we're going to try to sell you. We're going to do the best we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like excitement, and of course you all like excitement, we love excitement. If you like the idea of getting up to $5,000 cash for your trash, not 1,000, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5, push it in, pull it in, tow it in. It's all day Thursday. It's all day Friday through the close of business Saturday. 3 days and 3 days only, backed by popular demand, cash for your trash trade-in event, and
Just do the deal and 100% credit approval.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, a large flat screen, college educated, as Steve likes to say, smart TV included with your purchase. But remember, $5,000 cash for your trash trade-in event all day Thursday, all day Friday, through the close of business Saturday, right here at the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike, right here in the heart of Bensalem, where Steve loves to say,
just do the deal.